Welcome to the Naturally Yours podcast, where we celebrate our beautiful women of color while spotlighting their success and bringing more awareness to their natural hair. On today, for episode 9, I have the pleasure of interviewing a beautiful melanated lady who is an expert in the financial sector, who is a credit makeover coach, and her name is Miss Morgan Cleveland. Help me welcome Miss Morgan.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I am definitely glad to be here today. Thank you.
You're welcome. And I am so happy you are here as well. Thank you for giving us some time out of your busy schedule today, Morgan. And I know that you are going to bring so much uh, information and value to this podcast or to this particular interview. And I'm so thankful that we are getting more and more educated in this financial sector because it's very important that we have financial literacy. So, to start us off, Morgan, how about you tell us who you are and give us a little bit about your background,
Sure.
about what you currently do?
Okay, sure. So my name is Morgan Cleveland, like Ty said there. I am a financial makeover coach, and I literally help people. One, educate people about financial strategies that we really did not know in school, and then two, I give them a way to take their finances from wherever they are right now to where they actually desire to be with a team of financial experts that give you a game plan to help you actually get there. So with that, I do help people, actually start a business, and then, also save money, make money, and grow their money too, because it's not just important for us to make the money, but it's also important for us to know how to manage what we have as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we teach about cash flow and banker secrets and other things like that we need to know to really be able to get the most out of our income.
Yes, indeed, indeed. So, y'all heard what Morgan is going to be touching on today. So, I hope y'all got your notebooks and your pencils ready so that y'all can take some notes. So, Morgan, why don't you give us a little bit of your history? So, why don't you tell us about maybe when you were working your corporate job and before you actually became a business owner? How about you tell us a little bit about what was going on during that time? What were you doing? How was your credit going, your finances going at that time, and working your way up to where you are now? Kind of give us a
Definitely.
little bit of that.
Sure. So I actually got started in this business or in this industry. I didn't exactly intend on becoming an entrepreneur. Let me just be honest about that. I did
Okay.
not intend on becoming an entrepreneur. The pandemic had happened. I do have two small children. They're 3 and 5. And I'm the sole provider for my kids. So prior to this, I was working as a massage therapist. I was so excited because I had just graduated 6 months before the pandemic actually happened. So I was thankful. I was like, I got this license. I can do anything that I want to do now, right? I'll be able to help
Mm-hmm.
people and actually help them feel better physically because, working as a massage therapist, that's all about helping people with their physical body, right?
Right.
But I was laid off from work, and well, first, my grandmother passed away in March of 2020. And then the day after her funeral is actually when the like Ohio was shut down due to the pandemic. So at that point, I'm thinking I'm going to be laid, off of work for maybe a week or so to be able to grieve. And now I find out, okay, I literally just kind of lost my job because the whole world just stopped, right? So I'm sitting at home and I'm like strolling along on Facebook, and I saw a post that one of my friends had put up,
Mm-hmm.
and he reached out to me about it because I was like, okay, I'm interested in learning how to make some money from home and start a
Right.
business. Let me see what you're talking about, right? So we
Mm-hmm.
get on the phone. I actually get onto an overview, and I saw what it actually was. And
Mm-hmm.
let me just be honest, I had student loans. Um, not the best management with money. My dad was not good with money when he was alive. He was a part-time entrepreneur, made great money in his regular 9 to 5, but he didn't manage it well at all. Like, I'm like,
Gotcha.
how did you just get paid in like what are we doing here? Like,
Right.
I'm so confused.
Right.
But it's because he really didn't know any better, you know. So it was the education piece that was really appealing to me. The fact that I could actually learn to be able to teach my kids to be able to do better.
Hmm.
And then two, I saw they could help me with my student loans. And I was like, look, your girl got $40,000 in student loans. I need some help. So help
Yes.
me, please. So,
Right.
you know, it was just, I knew that I needed the help in the first place. And then when they told me, like, hey, if you're going to tell somebody about this, you know,
Hmm.
you could actually get paid for that. I was like, wait a minute, what? Because see,
Right.
me, I'm going to tell everybody anyway.
Hmm.
Like, we're
Right.
not going to talk about how, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know you got student loans. We went to school together. I know you just bought a house. You know what I'm saying? So I let people
Hmm.
know about options. So when they told me I could get paid for it, I was like, shoot, this is perfect.
Right. Right.
You know, so I've been doing that ever since. And then my kids are homeschooled, so that works out
Awesome.
too. You know, but it
Yes.
really allowed me to get into social media, to start meeting awesome people, to start, you know, really opening myself up to a whole world that I didn't even really knew existed prior to. Prior to, I was really just like in my own bubble. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
it's yeah. So that's been my journey so far.
Oh, thank you. Thank
To
you.
sum it up.
Got you. Got you. So, how how long would you say this company actually will take? Maybe an estimate on to repair someone's credit, get their credit up going, get it back in a good standing.
Okay. So credit is just one of the several things that we do. But as far as credit, we can help people. I mean, I've seen results, people get results as soon as 30 days. I've seen it take 60 days, or I'm sorry, up to 6 months in some cases based on someone's situation.
Gotcha.
So that's one thing that I love about this, is that it's not like a cookie cutter program,
Hmm.
to where everybody's going to have the same results. It's literally based on your own individual situation.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Is so basically the aspect of you just telling someone, "Hey, this may be a great opportunity for you." Is that really what got the entrepreneur ball really rolling for you, or was there something else that maybe you that got that maybe what's the word I'm looking for?
They kind of got it started, right? So
Yes.
the thing is, my dad really planted a seed of entrepreneurship in me anyway when I was a kid, because before
Okay.
he passed away, he was a DJ. My
Oh,
dad had been a DJ since like the 90s, practically since before I was born, right?
right.
But he wasn't like a club DJ or anything like that. He did weddings, corporate events, birthday parties, things like that. And
Gotcha.
because me and my brother, we actually lived with my dad from the time that I
Hmm.
was 13 until I grew older and got married and decided to move out and all that. Um, but up until that point, I would always go to these events with my dad. So I saw
Mm.
the work that he put in with that, you know, and I saw how happy he was when he was able to, one, determine how much he wanted to charge for the service that he was offering, and then two, when he, you know, actually took that, like if he had done what he really could have done, if he had known different to be able to do different, you
Mm-hmm.
know, it could have really turned into some amazing things that he wouldn't have had to work that 9 to 5. So just
Right.
seeing that, you know, at a young age, seeing how he put in that work, how he was, you know, how he treated people, how he built those connections with people, that's really what planted the seed, you know, first of all. So I definitely was not opposed to entrepreneurship. I just didn't know how to jump into it, right?
Right.
Because entrepreneurship isn't one of those kind of things that you just wake up and be like, all right, I'm gonna be an
Right.
entrepreneur today and it's
Right.
gonna go good and I'm just gonna do it. Like, you know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
It doesn't really happen like that.
Right.
Um,
Mm-mm.
you know, so I didn't want to, you know, have to start a business that I had to get products and have a huge overhead and shipping stuff. It just wasn't me. I'm like, I just know I got a little too much going on right now. I'm trying to figure out my own life. I don't really need to be trying to figure out the business too, right?
Right.
So
Hmm.
having something that was already structured, You know what I mean?
Right.
That was something that was really appealing to me because it allowed me to become that entrepreneurship, that I wanted to be, but also have mentorship, have leadership in place, have a system in place, have the service already together. And I just need to, like, the only thing that's missing is me. I'm like,
Right.
I can do that. If I'm missing, I got it. I'm me. You know what I mean? I'm
Right.
here. So so
Right.
that was the thing that that was one of the things that was really appealing. Like I said, the seeds were already planted. Nobody had to
Right.
convince me that, you know what I mean, that it
You
made
just had
sense
to
for me
water
to.
'em.
I just had to. Yeah, I just needed to know, like, what are we planting? You know what I
Right.
mean? The seed already here, but what
Mhm.
are we growing? Like,
Right.
what plant is this gonna be? You know what I'm saying? Is it
Right.
gonna be a plant, a vegetable? What are we doing here?
Right.
But that was really the main thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, that I would say that worked in your favor. Already having it already planted in your blood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, being able to, like, just seeing it, you know what I mean, seeing it from a firsthand perspective, because a lot of
Right.
times, entrepreneurship is something that's really, like, glamorized, and the only side people talk about is, oh, you're able to do what you
The
want to do
good
full
part.
time, and you can make your own
Mhm.
income and
Right.
all this other stuff. But I would see my dad, going out here, going to the events, going
Mhm.
hard, doing what he needs to do, sitting down,
Right.
making those phone calls, putting in the work.
Mhm.
So I saw what it, you know what I mean? I saw what it took. So that definitely helped for sure. There's still days where I'm like, this is this is different, because I'll be
Right.
honest, it challenged when you become an entrepreneur, it
Mhm.
becomes a reflection of you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Especially when you step into something where there's already a system in place. If
Mhm.
there's something that's not working, look
Right.
in the mirror, because you're the only thing that needs to change. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because what's here is already working. So
Right.
um it's been great for personal development, because it introduced me to not just the knowledge of how to now make money and how wealthy people do it and how to create generational wealth, but it also made me think about some things differently.
Gotcha.
It introduced me to different concepts, and realizing that there were certain things that I was taught growing up that really just shouldn't be there. You know what I
Right.
mean? Certain
Mhm.
mentalities that just aren't conducive to growth. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Mhm.
So that
Mhm.
was a huge, huge part of it too. It's really began to pull the best version of me out of me, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
So
Yes. And hey, we only striving to be 1% better each day to become our better, a better us.
exactly, exactly.
Okay, so how about maybe you give us a gem or maybe explain to maybe the next young lady or single parent, single mom,
Mhm.
what are maybe some steps that maybe they can take to get into the financial sector, to correct their credit, to correct their debt? What are some things that you recommend that they would need to start doing?
One, I would definitely say be open to learning, because I've learned that, because during the pandemic, everybody was doing different kind of businesses, right? So I
Mm-hmm.
was one of those kind of people. You can hit me up about anything. I'm taking a look at everything, right? Because
Right,
I didn't know what would fit.
right.
So be open to learning, because when you know kind of what your destination is, but you're not exactly sure about the route to take to get there, the
Mm-hmm.
route can come in many different ways. So
Yes.
be open to learning, would definitely be the first thing that I would say. Two, connect yourself with some people that are already doing some things that you want to do, or that are where you want to be, right?
Right,
They always say, like, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. So if you want to get to a certain place, you need to find people that are in that space to be able to connect with, that
right,
can actually teach you and show you how to be able to get to that point.
right.
So I would definitely say that. Three, start reading some books. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest, when I was a teenager, I loved reading books. But
Mm-hmm.
then once I became a mom, I'm like, I got so much stuff to do. I cannot. But then technology evolved, right? And they came out
Mm-hmm.
with Audible. So
Yes.
Now I do a lot of audible books. I do listen to a lot of I listen to some money books. So the one that I read that was like really impactful for me, or heard that was really impactful for me, was
Hmm.
The Secrets of a Millionaire Mind. Now I can't
Gotcha.
remember who wrote the book, but that book is great for mindset and talking about not necessarily how money works, but how your mind needs to be geared towards, towards abundance, towards creating money, towards keeping money, those kind of things.
Gotcha.
So that book was great for mindset. And then I also read personal development books too,
Okay.
because I feel like you can learn a lot from other people's stories, right?
Yes. Hmm.
So Sarah Jakes Roberts' book, her newest one, Eve, the one about Eve. Oh my goodness, why is it escaping me right now? The title of it is escaping me. But her second book, I did read the first one too, but the second book is the one that I'm currently listening to. And then there's another one
Hmm.
about how she basically was bamboozled by Jesus, right? Into like living the life of her dreams. So
Gotcha.
I'm reading that one because I feel like it's something that really connects with, with me
With
and where
you.
I am and where I'm
Right.
headed to. Because it's
Gotcha.
like a lot of times our blessings will come in different forms, right?
Yeah.
Um, and when we stop resisting it is what I'm learning. When we stop resisting what is actually happening, because we're like, oh my
Hmm.
God, that's so scary, I don't want to do it, right?
Yes.
But
Yes.
when we stop resisting that, it'll be amazing where it actually can take you,
Hmm.
so definitely start reading some books. And then after all that, hit your girl up. Okay.
Yes.
Because I'll be happy to definitely show you, what it is. So you can at least take a look at it and see if it's something that fits for you. Because like I said before, I mean, it fits into your, it can really fit into your schedule. If you got 5 hours a week, this can fit into your schedule.
Right.
So we have a whole system. There's awesome training in place. The product itself is incredible.
Mm.
Not only can you help yourself, but then you can also help your family, help your friends too. So it's a great way for not just for me to win or for you to win, but for us all to have a way to win, to actually do the things that we really want to do in life. So yeah,
Which is
that's
what life's about. Us being free.
exactly,
Us owning our
exactly.
24 hours.
That's right. I mean, because so many times we're living and doing things that we have to do because these are things that we have to do, right?
Right.
So nobody actually like. I know when I was working, I didn't actually want to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I
Right.
like my sleep. Okay, I really do. I enjoy my sleep.
I do too. Because I
Right?
barely get any of it.
See, so it's like, I like my sleep. I don't really want to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I didn't like having to
Girl.
schedule my vacations off on a certain time. Like when we go down to Mississippi, oh, I can only be gone until Monday because I got to be back Tuesday morning or whatever. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So finding a
Hmm.
way to be able to not just build something that's going to give you back that time that you want,
Hmm.
but that's also going to help you with your money as well, and teach you
Hmm.
how you can actually, in a way that's easy to understand, done for you, and you can even pass it down to your kids. So
Right.
it's a real way to start building generational wealth, um, and not just talking about it or dreaming about it, because that's what
Right.
most of us are doing, is dreaming about it, right?
Right. We can actually take action and make it happen.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. And with
Yes.
this, I started with just a desire to do better, you know?
Well, yes. And that's all you need.
Hmm.
Just to want to be better, evolve. We should be constantly evolving every day.
Yep. Definitely agree.
So, Morgan, what are the next steps you see for your business in the coming year
In the coming year? Oh,
or in the
goodness.
future?
Okay. I'm like, I mean, I got big plans, all right? I'm
Yes.
starting to
Nothing wrong with dreaming. We got to dream.
Look, I'm like, I am starting to dream. I started, like we were talking about earlier, I started using my planner. So I feel like I'm gonna get a lot more organized this year.
Hmm.
So some of my goals for in the future, one, I have a women's summit coming up in
Ooh.
March that I'm doing with Legacy First, Preston over at Legacy First
Oh,
NYC.
nice.
So we're going to be doing the first Lady Moguls Connect event
That's
during
amazing.
Thank you. During this event, we're going to be talking about, how to build your confidence level, how to
Okay.
actually start doing, some self-love practices, making sure
Mm-hmm.
that you are taking care of you.
Right.
Because a lot of times we give so much of ourselves to everyone else that we have nothing less left at the end of the day.
Right.
We're also going to be having some other speakers come on to speaking about leadership, talking about just all kind of different things that are
This
important
is
to
gonna be
us
amazing.
women. And we're going to also make it towards the end with a networking event in there too, to where you
Okay.
can actually connect with people one-on-one and, start building those connections. Um,
Okay.
so that is going to be at the end of March.
Now,
Stay
is this
tuned.
virtual or
Yes, it's going to be a virtual event. This one is going
okay?
to be a virtual event. Yep.
Okay.
So that'll be coming
What's
up
the dates
the
in
end of
March?
March. I believe it's the last Saturday in March. Not sure on the date yet. We're still finalizing everything, but follow
Okay.
my page. Definitely check it out there. So as we finalize everything, it'll start being announced, and we'll put up the website. We'll have some early bird tickets available as well.
Okay.
And some VIP spots and some vendor spots as well, because we want to make sure that everybody has an opportunity to shine in their own respective area.
Right.
So that's coming up in March. This summer, depending on how COVID is doing, let's
Mm-hmm.
put that health notice up there, right? But
Mm-hmm.
we're wanting to do also a networking tour around the country where we go to different cities.
Uh-huh.
We do like a pop-up event, kind of
Uh-huh.
like not a pop-up shop, but like a networking and brunch kind of thing, right? We
Okay.
can actually all come in, talk about our business, similar to the networking hot seat, but we would just do these in person in different cities because we have people in the community that are in, all different areas.
Gotcha.
So that I'm working on the
That's
ebook.
amazing.
Thank you. Look, it's a lot of stuff
Girl, you
going on.
bringing the
I'm telling
heat,
you.
girl.
I'm working on the ebooks that I can put out, just so people understand, some of the basics. You know what I mean? Like the fact that
Mm-hmm.
this country was literally built on the tax code. So you don't
Right.
understand the taxes or how the tax code works, you probably are not winning as far as that's concerned. So I
Right.
want to put out an ebook to let people know how they can actually overcome that first
Yes.
and huge financial
Yes.
challenge. So working on that, thinking about doing some courses as well.
Okay.
Um, on Instagram, I've been asked to do, some like different, like a Instagram for beginners type of course, right? Because there's a lot of new people that I connect with. They're completely new to social media or new to their business, and they're not sure how to quite leverage social media and make an impact with their business using social media. So
Gotcha.
I'm also working on doing some things with that too, even though I'll tell you that was not something that I planned. But once I started doing different things online and started sharing it with people are like, wait a minute, you should teach this. This is great. I needed to know this. Like, what else can you teach me?
Right.
So
Right.
I'm thinking about doing a course with that as well. So
You
those are some of
definitely
the
should be a
things.
teacher.
Thank you. I love to teach, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
When I graduated high school, that was my first major that I went to
Okay.
college for was education because I wanted to be a teacher.
Right.
Um, but then when I went back for my observations, I went to my old high school
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, God let me know in my dreams that night. We had a conversation. High school is not where I want to be. I want to teach people that want to be taught. Like, and those
Right.
high schoolers, they don't even want to be there. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I do love to teach for sure. So yeah, that's something that I definitely want to incorporate more of as well. So
Well, you
those are
definitely
the things
will
that I
with your
got going
networking
on.
traveling.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Definitely. I want to use social media more this year too. Social
Gotcha.
media can be like it's great to travel, it's great to network with people, but you
Mm-hmm.
also have to be safe too.
Right.
That's part of why I'm at home now is because my son was born with breathing problems. So I
Mm.
don't want to expose myself to too much, you know what I
Right.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
If it's safe, cool.
Right.
But if not, I'm good at the house and we can talk on
Right.
Zoom. Uh,
Exactly. Girl, I feel you. I understand. I understand.
So yeah, so
I
that
feel
and then
you.
my last biggest goal, my big goal for the year is to help
Okay.
1,000 people. So
Oh,
my goal this
that's
year is to help
amazing.
1,000 people improve their cash flow. So whether they just start saving some money and growing their money, or whether they want to start a business and start making money too. I don't care. I just want to help 1,000 people this year. So
Yes. Yes.
definitely got some big goals. That's why
Yes,
I
you
got to get
do.
organized
And
so
you
I can
will.
make sure I do everything. So it's good
Yes.
doing something like this in the beginning of the year,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
laying out like what your goals actually are and
Right.
what you really want to do.
Right. Yes, ma'am. For sure. For sure. I definitely agree with you. Um, well, congrats on
Thank you.
the workshop coming next, well, in March. Congrats on
Yes.
that. That's going to be phenomenal. Congrats on your traveling, networking, mogul. Is it mobile moguls or is it just connecting moguls?
Moguls Connect.
Moguls Connect. I
Mm-hmm.
apologize.
Oh
And
no, you're fine. It's
congrats
like,
on the Moguls
people like when you
Connect.
do something big, you're considered a mogul. You know what I mean? So they're
Yes.
like moguls in the making right now.
Right.
So
Right.
tap into the network if you are not a part of that, man, because we are literally a community of people helping other people become
Yes.
great.
And it's a bomb networking of people for sure. For sure.
Yes.
So I'm happy that I met Morgan. Morgan is such a beautiful soul. She's so sweet and knowledgeable when it comes to this financial sector. So make sure that you guys hit my girl up and get the knowledge that you need so that you can be, in a better position, making a legacy for your last name.
That's right.
Okay, so before we go, of course, we
Yes.
want to know about the natural hair, girl. So
Sure.
why don't you tell us a little bit about your natural hair journey?
Definitely. So, ever since I was little, I've always changed my hair. So I've never been like big on like having to keep one hairstyle, right? And then I
Mm-hmm.
never was big on like wigs or weave because I'm like, y'all look, I'm frugal. Okay, I don't want to be spending $300 on a wig and then I gotta go get it installed, and
Right.
it was just too much.
Mm-hmm.
So my natural hair journey actually started when I had my hair done and there was an accident. I was working at a gas station. I think we talked about this before too.
Mm-hmm.
But I was working at a gas station
Yep.
and customer drove off with a pump inside his car. I run out there trying to fix stuff. He's putting it back together, and next thing I know, it's gasoline all in my hair. And it was terrible. I had to go to the hospital. I was like super freaking out. Like I called everybody.
That was horrible.
I told the guy, I was like, if my hair does not grow back, I'm suing you. I'm going to sue you. Because I had no idea. Like, I mean, it's gasoline. You know what I mean? You don't want that stuff in
Yes.
your hair.
No. You don't even want it. You don't want it nowhere
You,
on you.
right? You don't. You don't want it on your
Mm-mm.
skin. I'm
I
like,
don't want it on my clothes.
right? I'm like, what if you gave me brain cancer? Like, it was terrible, right? It was
Yes.
just terrible.
Yes.
But I ended up growing my hair out from that. And I was like, okay, if my hair is going to grow out any kind of way, let me grow it out in locks. And then maybe it'll be, maybe it'll hold the strength, right? That was
Right.
kind of like why I started how I started my natural hair journey. But
Okay.
I really went natural
Mm-hmm.
because when I graduated high school, like I told you before, I like my sleep in the morning. So when I
Yes.
started college, I didn't want to have to get up early to do my hair.
Right.
So I walked into a barbershop and told them to cut it off. And natural we went because I was done. I was done. I was so done. It was funny because the guys there, they did not want to cut my hair. But then I was like, so none of y'all are barbers now?
Right.
Y'all just
That's what
selective
we
with your
doing.
customers? Like what is
Right.
really going on, right?
Right.
But somebody ended up cutting it and I was very thankful. So I started my natural hair journey then, but like I said, I never was like really huge on like being attached to how my hair was. I've had it short, I've had longer hair.
Mm-hmm.
Never really was big on weaves. I'm a low maintenance, like real chill type of person. So I don't want to have to do a whole bunch of extra stuff, you know what I
Right.
mean, to my hair. But I love it though because it really it helped me build my confidence, even though I didn't realize like the reason that I started may have been different, but it helped me build my confidence over the time. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
It's helped me feel very unique.
Right.
Um, and it's different because it's funny like when it comes to guys, when
Mm-hmm.
my hair was different, guys would holler at me in a different way or try to talk to me in a different way. But now
Mm.
that I have locks,
Hmm.
it's like when I'm out, hey queen, hey sis, like, you know what I mean? It's not
Hmm.
I don't know, it's just different.
Totally
So
different.
it is. It is. So I'm just like, I love it.
Right.
And like I said, it definitely helped me build my confidence up in myself. Um, and then every time that I wash it, I'm like, it's growing. It's getting so long, my baby. Like,
Yes. Yes. They're super long.
so it's funny to see the growth, you know what I mean? Because like I didn't even
Hmm.
realize like how quickly every time that I wash my hair, I literally get like surprised at how long it is. Because I'm like, it's really growing. Like you don't see it every day, but you see it over time, you
Right.
know? So it's
Right.
great. My son even has locks, and now my daughter
Yes.
is asking for locks as well.
Is she?
She is. I don't know about Lydia having locks because I don't know. You know, she's like really girly, girly.
Right.
So I feel
Right.
like she's gonna want to put bows and beads and all kind of stuff in her
Hmm.
hair. You can't do that with locks, you know.
Right. Right.
But we're gonna see. We're
But
gonna
if you
see.
make the lock small enough, you can put beads on them.
That's true. It's just that her hair is not as thick as mine is. So I
Mm.
don't want to make them too thin and
Right.
then, you know what I mean? And then they
Right.
end up falling out.
Yeah.
I do want her hair to be, you know, strong. So I'm
Right.
trying to figure out kind of the balance, you know
Right.
what I mean? Between
Hmm.
that,
I understand.
kind of how to do that. So
Gotcha.
yeah,
Gotcha. Well, that's amazing. That is
thank you.
amazing. How long would you say your hair is?
I've
If you had
never
to, if you had to guess.
I've never measured it.
Never?
I know, weird, right? Now that you said that, I feel like I should go do
I
it.
would have measured it by now.
I don't know. Let me see. I don't know. Okay, so let's
It just
say,
goes to show natural's the way.
right? I'm like, I don't know how long it is. Let me see.
My
Can you
sister's
see
over
that?
there draping.
Can you?
Uh-huh.
I'm like, I'm
Girl.
trying to look. I'm trying to pull my head out of the
Girl.
camera so you can see
You gonna
all my
fit
hair.
right in going to Jamaica, girl.
No, like, okay, so I'm about 5'6", right?
Hmm.
I'm about 5'6", and right now my hair doesn't quite touch my legs when I'm sitting down,
Okay.
but it almost does. Like it's
Okay.
past my belly button.
Gotcha.
So I don't know. It's maybe 40% of my body. So
So probably 3 feet,
maybe, maybe. Because I mean, at one point, my kids like could stand
at
next to
least
me, and
two.
my hair was long as as tall as my kids.
Got you. Got you.
So I
Wow.
don't know. Maybe about 3 feet.
Okay.
Maybe,
That's long. That is
maybe,
long, girl.
maybe 2.5. I don't
I,
know.
I would say at least 2.5
Yeah, definitely at least 2.5, maybe
feet.
3.
Right.
I
If
don't
we had a
really.
ruler.
Right now, I'm telling you, I'm gonna have to measure my hair. Like, I'm really gonna go find a ruler. Oh, I think I can
Yes.
do it on the iPhone. iPhone has a measurement thing.
Oh
I can
yeah.
do it on there. So I will measure my hair for you, and I'll
Okay.
screen record it when I do it, so I can
Okay.
send it to you,
Okay.
so you can see that. Because I don't know. That's
Okay.
the first time I've
That's
ever
cool.
gotten that question.
Well, I'm glad I asked. Got you pondering now.
Right? Got me questioning. I'm like, wait a minute, how long are you? That's a good question.
Okay, last question, Morgan. What so far has been the biggest issue on your entrepreneur journey, and what have you done to fix it, or how did you overcome it?
My biggest obstacle in my entrepreneur journey has been myself. Like my mindset, my negative, my like believing negative things in my subconscious. Like when
Hmm.
people say, "Oh, you can't do that," or that doesn't even make sense, or nobody wants that, or you know what I'm saying, just whatever
Right.
negative people say. You know how people are. They be
Hmm.
projecting their fears on you, and then you just pick
Hmm.
them up and put them in your subconscious, and then you got yourself believing all this negative stuff.
Hmm.
That was my biggest obstacle. Um, it really, really was. Because when I stopped listening to other people, when I was like, you know what, you were just tripping. Like, if you want to keep overpaying your money, you go right ahead, honey. That's your coins, okay?
Right.
But somebody out here want to say they coins. Like when I
Right.
started really understanding that, um, that's when things started changing. When I started recognizing that this is not necessarily a fear that you actually have, this is a fear that somebody put on you, and you
Hmm.
shouldn't have that fear there.
Right.
That's when things started changing. So um, that was the biggest obstacle. Now, what I've done to overcome that is surrounding myself with people that have a positive mindset, that can talk to me about my mindset and kind of
Right.
give me like that reality check when necessary, right?
Right.
Um, just like Tarika, who is a professional DNA, when she did
Hmm.
her live today, that was a reality check. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Of
Yeah.
somebody, and it's good because having those people in your circle that can, even though they may not mean to, like be checking you, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
Right.
just them talking about what they do and how they help people, it can help you as well.
Hmm.
So be around people that are going to help you with your mindset. Be around people that are not negative, around people that are positive, that are going to be real with you, that are going to say, hey, this is, that they believe in you, and that can tell you like, look, you got this. Like, I don't know what you're tripping for, but you got it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So having real people in your corner, that's one big
Yes.
thing that you can do to overcome it. um
I definitely agree with that.
yeah. And then two, journal. We
Yes.
always say journal, but I'm going to be honest, I have not been journaling as much as I should. So I am
I
going
have
to
not
start,
either.
right? And it's funny because it's like, we know that these things work, right? We know these things make sense, but for
Yes.
whatever reason, I just was not finding 10 minutes in my 24 hours that God gave me to
Right.
be able to journal, you
Right.
know? So,
Hmm.
also holding myself accountable, you know what I
Right.
mean? Holding myself
Hmm.
accountable is huge.
Right.
Um, so yeah, those are some of the things that I'm doing to overcome that journal, or that obstacle. I almost said that journal. Can't overcome the
I do
journal. You
that
got to
too.
use the journal.
Right. You was just keeping it nice and fresh in your mind there.
Right? Look, because my mind is like, girl, you better journal. That means you gotta
Right.
journal, you
Yes.
know?
Don't
So,
forget me. Don't forget your journal now.
right? Exactly. And like I was telling you earlier, this journal that I've got is gonna be so helpful.
Yes.
Um, just so you know, and like your listeners know too, let me see. We show it for the people that are on here, because this really is an awesome thing. This is just like
It
one
is.
page here. It's by Freedom Mastery. You can find it on Amazon.
Okay.
And I want to say that it's called the Law of Attraction Journal. It's like a
Okay.
4-in-1 kind of thing. But something like this is great. Something that's not just going to keep you on task on top of your time management, but also helping you do that reflection throughout the day,
Right.
and acknowledging, okay, where you may be having self-limiting beliefs versus someone else's beliefs that they've put on you.
Right.
So,
Right.
yeah.
No, I love that planner. So thank you for letting us know where it's at. She said
Definitely.
Amazon, guys.
Yes. And
And
I don't have an affiliate link. This is not paid advertisement yet. Not yet.
right, you heard her. Yet.
We're not paid advertisement yet. But go get it because it's good for you. Okay.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Morgan. And one last thing, won't you tell the audience where to find you? If you have a website for your business and your handles for your social medias so they can get over and follow you.
Definitely, definitely. On Instagram, you can find me at Moms Mastering Money. Okay, Moms
Moms.
Mastering Money. You can follow me over there. I do have a link in my bio that will take you straight to my website. You can also schedule a 15-minute free consultation there as well. And it has a link to my website too. You can also contact me directly via text message or phone call at 937-530-0404. So you can definitely text me, connect me that way. My Instagram, like I said, Mom's Mastering Money, and my Facebook is Morgan Cleveland, Cleveland, because sometimes people misspell the last name.
Got
Uh,
you.
so you can find me on Facebook, and I am getting back to LinkedIn. So I'm on
Okay.
LinkedIn as well, working
Okay.
on that. I heard that's where
Okay.
the professionals are, so I have to go
Mm,
over there.
I need to
Uh,
get over there.
right. And then I'm also on TikTok too, at the same name as my IG at Moms Mastering Money. So
Okay.
that is all of my social media handles, but really you can go to my Instagram and get everything out of the link in my bio.
Gotcha. So y'all make sure y'all get over there and follow my girl Morgan because she has a lot of gems to give you pretty much on the daily. So y'all follow her, y'all hit her up for her services, and let's build for 2022, y'all.
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much for having me today, Ty. I really, really, really appreciate it.
You're
This
so
was
welcome.
awesome. This was awesome.
Thank you for being here. This has been episode 9, you guys. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the podcast. And we are out of here. We gonna catch you on the next one. Bye.
Bye.